What's going on, Gunpla fan? This is Dad Life Gunpla. I'm Matt. So today I'm doing a quick review. This is outside my standard normal weekend release, but I've had a few people inquire about my tool setup that I use for my reviews for my models. So I figured I'd do a quick video on that. My intention is to help anyone that's new into the hobby or intends to grow, or even if someone just needs a little difference or maybe a second opinion on some things. Also, I'm always open to other opinions as well, so please throw some downs. If you got a tool that you like more, or you got something that's creative that I wouldn't typically have, or someone might not think about it, throw them down in the comments. We're here to learn. I want to make sure everyone can build and grow in this hobby. So, also while you're down there, if you could hit that subscribe button and that like button, please, that helps this channel out so huge. I really appreciate you guys. And without further ado, I want to get into these tools. All right, thanks. As you guys can see, the first thing you want to notice is the God Hand nippers. Yes, I absolutely love my God Hands. They are typically right around $60, give or take. You might be able to catch a sale on them. I do recommend them, but you don't always have to have high-end nippers. There is plenty of nippers out there that do a good job. The main thing you want when you go for a pair of nippers is single blade. You would think double blade's the way to go, but single blade, the way it cuts instead of pinches the plastic, it actually makes for a cleaner cut, much easier to work with, especially when it comes to cleanup time. These are the God Hand nippers, the SPN 120s, I believe 6.0. You can find these at most hobby shops that sell Gunpla. Online as well. They're the go-to, the Rolls Royce of nippers, high-end quality. There is some other nice single blade nippers out there if you want a little bit more budget friendly. There's a couple of different websites, like they actually have their own designed nippers for them, or there's also display. So the main thing, again, look for single edge nippers. That's the biggest thing. Now the next thing up is the Razer File. This is a glass file. I absolutely love this thing. It's the Razer 1.5 version. You can't see it, but it's actually micro-channeled, little small fine holes, so when you're sanding, it actually buffs it a little bit. This thing, when I bought it, I was using just some standard sanding sticks. And just for quick builds, love and easy reviews, man, this thing is easy. It's almost like cheating how much it saved me in just my filing and sanding alone. And like I said, it even buffs it up. You can get a buffer with this. They do sell a little buffer that's pretty cheap if you want a little bit extra sheen or glimmer to it, some shine. Another budget friendly. This one, by the way, guys, you can find these at most of the online websites as well. They're probably in the range of $15 to $25. Again, if you can catch them on sale or something like that, is the way to go. If you want a more budget-friendly thing, and something I use for a long time, is nail buffers. Nail files that have the 4-ways on it, different grits. A lot of people also will go through and they actually buy like the sanding paper and tape them on to popsicle sticks, things like that, to be able to get into it. My only complaint or issue with this is sometimes it's a little too wide for an area I need to get in to clean a gate up that I cut off. I do have that issue every once in a while, which brings me to my next thing, an X-Acto knife. Now, it doesn't have to be an X-Acto knife. It can be just the precision knife in general. You want something shorter. Honestly, you want a shorter blade than what I use too, in my opinion. You probably want something just a little more blunt that you can get in there and clean up a little bit. This is nice and used for around those tight areas to clean up some gates if you can't get there and sand it. That's what I typically use this for. And I mean, it's pretty standard to have that on hand. This thing, I absolutely love this. I didn't have this for a long time. This is not a specific name brand. It's Wave HT196 is what it says. I bought this off of Amazon. But what this is a part separator. If you guys are like me, I don't know how many times I get ahead of myself and forget, oops, there was a poly cap that was supposed to go in there. So this has saved me so much time and probably a lot of cussing, honestly, too, if I'm being honest with you guys. Because if you put a piece together and you can't get it to come apart, or you break something trying to get to it, This thing sits in the groove between the parts and you just kind of rock it. It does have a relatively sharp blade on it too. But man, and this thing on Amazon was only a few bucks. It was not expensive at all. Well worth the pickup. I've seen them on different websites too. If you want to buy exclusively from a vendor, by all means. Standard pair of angled point tweezers. Is I like to use these for my decals. I like the angled pointed just because I found that with the wider or broader tweezers, I typically stick to the decal more on the tweezers than I do on the part. And then nothing fancy with the panel line pins, guys. I do have some other panel lines that I will use occasionally, but when it comes to like my reviews, just the standard Gundam marker panel line, gray and black. I prefer black for most of my builds, but a gray as well. Come in handy. They're easy. I know there's sometimes people call them lazy, and there is a lot smoother, more finished things if you want to go with an actual like, you know, panel liner that's a dip and kind of like let it run its course. Those things are actually really nice too. But for me, I stick with those. They're easy, they're fast, they're a nice cleanup. Guys, thank you so much for inquiring about it. I'm hoping I can help somebody with this, and if not, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and love.